Hey everyone, welcome back to the Soundbyte. My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be jumping into a bit of Faith No More and taking a look at the track Epic, which is off of their 1989 album The Real Thing. Now, I just it didn't occur to me that album came out in 1989. I actually thought it was like the early 90s. So I'm kind of a bit surprised there that it's actually that old. But I remember hearing about Faith No More through this track. This is the one that kind of introduced me to the band and absolutely loved them. And it was something a bit different. But I remember seeing the music video for it, and obviously with Mike on the piano there, and I remember that fish dying at the end, which I didn't understand what that was about. I mean, as a kid, I was like, "What the hell's going on here?" But I love the song, I love the track, and it kind of introduced me to the band, and kind of became a fan from them after that. So, and I think probably a lot of people got into them through this track as well, because this was a massive song for them. But let's get into it. It's been a while since I've heard this song. It's not something that I sort of jump into very often, but it is something that is played every once in a while. Like you just hear it randomly somewhere. So it's become very much a trademark of Faith No More, despite the fact that they've done obviously so much more since that time. But this song has always sort of remained with them over the years. So rightly so, because it's a fantastic song from what I remember. So let's get into it. Epic from Faith No More. I mean, that's got a bit of an 80s vibe to it, I guess. A bit of a thing back then. Pause it right there. Yeah, I've always loved the guitars in this as well. It's one of the things that always stood out to me. But obviously, Mike Patton's vocals is obviously one of the big standouts for Faith No More, and his range is absolutely amazing. I've read some stuff about like he's got one of the biggest ranges in music or whatever. So because he goes from sort of low and high and sort of changes his voice. He's a very versatile singer. And I've been lucky enough to see them live once or twice in the past, and yeah, they're just as good live as they are on the album. It's amazing. I've correct me if I'm wrong, but there's been some stuff about the band at the moment where they've been a little bit inactive, and they're not really sure if they're continuing on or what they're doing. So there's been a bit of a um, yeah, there's been a bit of a unknown as far as like the future of Faith No More. So, because I think it's been a while since they've actually put out an album. From not mistaken, but this song is just, even though it does have that sort of almost dated sort of sound as far as, especially with that bass line as well. It's got that very sort of 80s kind of thing about it. It's still a really fun song to listen to, and one of the songs that I think will always remain with the band as far as like people who think of Faith No More, this is one of the songs they're going to think of straight away. I mean, at least it is for me. So and it's still to this day one of my favorite songs from Faith No More. There's a lot of stuff going on there with the bass. I can hear. I've noticed that before. Just the way the guitar sound as well, at least in this part, it's very almost orchestral a little bit. It's kind of got that sort of orchestral sort of sound. I guess there's a lot of guitars happening in there, and like I said just a moment ago, there's a lot of interesting stuff happening with the bass, which I never even noticed before. Obviously, the sort of more Seinfeldy sort of bass stuff that was happening in the early beginning of the song was obviously noticeable. But during like even the solo and stuff, like there's a lot of like wiggly things going on with the bass. It was like, wow, never really noticed that before. It is one of the things that I've mentioned it before that the bass kind of gets ignored a lot of times. You don't really notice it as much, I guess, unless you're really paying attention or listening for it or something, you know. So, like I said, I think the bass is maybe more important than people probably realize, you know, because if you just take away the instrument, it does change the way that a song will sound for sure, especially from a good, solid bass player who knows really, he's not just playing along with the music, but kind of doing their own thing at the same time as well. There you go. Epic from Faith No More off The Real Thing, which was released way back in 1989. Yeah, like I said, fantastic song, always been one of my favorites. And yeah, it's really just a perfect song. It has a lot of different elements in there. It's I don't even know what you would even consider Faith No More to be, as far as like, yeah, okay, they're a rock band, but you know, we're at a stage nowadays where everything's got to kind of have to be subcategorized and different things. And I don't know where to put Faith No More, in all honesty, because they have a bit of an eclectic, diverse sort of sound, and sort of they go into different sort of genres and stuff. Rock's, I guess, a good way to put it, but they're just much more than just that. But let me know what you think where they kind of belong to, because I don't know. I've heard all different things. They're like a hard rock band or a heavy metal band or a sort of alternative rock, and I don't know. It's hard to pigeonhole them really. To in all honesty, so yeah. Let me know what you think where they should belong, or if oh, is it getting just too silly with all these subgenres? Because it's kind of gotten ridiculous, I think, at this stage, especially with the metal stuff. The metal stuff in particular, it's just there's so many different stuff. It's like, at what point does it not really matter that much? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Do you like it? Then that's all that matters, you know. So, but there you go, Faith No More with epic, an epic track, certainly for sure. Thank you for tuning in as always, and please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you to those who have subscribed, and please check us out on our social media. The links are all in the description, and I will see you in the next video.